Oh, happy Tuesday. Happy live time. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Dream Leap Live TV. Today I got something very special in store for you. So, every once in a while, I like to have an opportunity to showcase the work that my clients are up to in the world. And today I want to introduce you to a lovely woman, Miss Rashidah Denton, also known as at the Food Photog. She is going to be joining in just a few minutes. We are going to use today's live to talk about what she's been up to and um and what it's like for her to work with seconds. And we about to just jump into it because I don't want to waste anybody's time. Okay? Okay. Ah!
Hi, Caroline. How you doing?
Hey,
Okay, what's
Boo.
up?
I'm very excited to see you. I'm very excited to have this opportunity to showcase and stunt. Okay?
Yes, stand
I'm ready
accordingly.
for all of it. I'm ready for all of it. I was just sharing with the people that have logged in that this is my chance to showcase what you've been up to in the world, who you are as a creative entrepreneur, what you want to create with your life and with your career, and basically how coaching is supporting you through that journey. So come on, heart showers. We starting early. Come on.
I know. Hi, my friends. Hi, everyone.
So, the Virgo in me likes to have some structure. So I'm going to offer, some questions that I have as like the basic outline, what I shared with you. But I'm absolutely willing to let this go in a whole different direction if that's what Spirit tells us to do. Okay?
We're gonna go with spirit, and I trust you. So,
A win. A win. So first, let's just start with you telling the viewer a little bit about who you are, about what you do, and about what you love most about what you do.
okay. So my name is Rashidah Denton, and I'm the food photog. I actually started that name as a joke because no one had that name. And I'm like, okay, with all these food photogs, why would no one take that name? So I kind of had to fulfill that, I guess, destiny. Um, I started off, I'm from New York originally, moved to DC maybe about 11 years ago. I was trying to become a professional chef or wanted to become a professional chef. In New York, I was just so tired of the rat race and just came here to, you know, see what I could get into in regards to the food world. Uh,
And when you say
Things didn't
here,
really
where
work
you
out for
mean?
me.
I know where you are,
I'm
but
sorry, here in DC.
cool.
Yeah, sorry. So here in DC, and my initial, like, I couldn't afford culinary school, so I ended up volunteering at a cooking school, and I actually was drunk when I saw the name of this cooking school, which it was just so crazy. We stopped at like a stoplight, and I'm looking up, I'm like, is that a cooking school? And then I went back to this drunk stupor. But I followed up and just kind of took my first class there, and from there, it was just kind of just happy place. Just me, taking on just okay. Every time I went there was just always I was always happy. In my first class, I was hung over. It was a night skills class. My partner and I were hung over in this
Yeah.
class, and I didn't think we were going to make it, but we made it with all our fingers intact. And I went to the teacher, the chef, and I was like, "Do you guys take volunteers?" And so she was like, "Yes," and I was like, "Okay, I would like to join." So I started there with my journey. Of course, I was working a day job, but I would always go to the school every day after work. And yeah, I got the chance to work with a lot of great chefs. A lot of, Morimoto was one of the chefs there for an event. I worked with Chef Rock Harper, Carla Hall for a couple of events. So it was just really a good experience, and I wanted to pursue further. Um, so I was just going to try to stage in like a restaurant, things like that. But that didn't work out either. So I made my way into just photography, and it started at the
Mm.
school. I just decided to, okay, I want to have better pictures for my blog. So, would you mind if I take pictures of food here and run your social media? Because your social media is kind of like, maybe just spruce it up a bit. And that was my start with photography there. So
Yes.
that was the
Yes.
beginning of
So
that. But yeah.
So basically, in a real drunken state, you were like, cooking school would be cool, and decided to
Right.
volunteer. Decided to volunteer, asked if you can volunteer in the classes, and then you ended up switching into food photography and social media.
Food photography, social media mark. Like I was still there working as like I was the lead assistant chef there. They actually had a volunteer assistant program. So eventually became the lead assistant chef there. I'm sorry, lead assistant sous chef. And still was doing that, but also taking pictures for the classes, catching just people, just having fun and just posting to their social media and doing like their stationery, like all types of stuff. So
Mm.
I kind of honed my skills
You
there.
see Asia cheering you on. She said, "Come on, inspired action.
Oh
This is what
yes,
inspired
hey, I'm
action
maybe paying
looks
attention to the
like."
comments.
Yes.
Yeah, but that was where my start was, which I'm proud to say they're still there during COVID. They actually opened up during the recession in
Mm.
2008, which was kind of impressive because, you know, really ballsy too. It's like, everything's kind of crashing down and you're like opening up this cooking school. But they managed to sustain and survive, so that was good.
The power of self-belief, huh?
Yeah. Yes. Woman
The
woman
audacity,
is ran by women
to
too.
build
The
something up
audacity,
and everything
definitely.
around you crumbling.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, that's where I started at. Um, outside of food photography, I I do a lot of things, and I do a lot of things that I'm interested in, and I also try to master it or somehow become versed in it because it's just something that I want to do, and I get joy from it. So outside of food photography, I've actually managed an artist, which I actually miss doing. Um, and I am now kind of just venturing back into the food world. And I am happy to uh, work on my vision now for my creative house. And we can probably go into that a little later.
You already know we will. Um, so do me a favor because I want to see your beautiful face. Can you tilt your phone a little bit so that, yes, I like tilt it
Yeah.
down a little bit so your whole, there we go. I want to be able to
Okay.
see your
Yeah.
whole face.
Sorry.
I
My
was seeing like your
things.
eyes and nose and,
Oh, cool.
you
My
know,
bad.
yes.
So it was
I
funny.
mean,
This
I'm
whole
going
thing
to
just
see you
collapsed right
spiritually, but
before.
I want to see all of you physically. So, yeah.
Gotcha. And it just falls. I'm
So
sorry.
I got you. I got you. It happens. So, what is it that you love most about the space you're in right now, creatively or work wise?
Um, I get to just be with food. Food has always been a passion of mine. Um, and I don't like, I do mention like how things didn't work out with me working in a professional kitchen, but I'm happy about it because I get
Mm.
to do other creative stuff, not have to be in a hot kitchen and bogged down with like, just orders and things like that. So, um, just working with food, food doesn't talk back, I can be as creative as I want to be, you know. But yeah, that's just the fact that I'm working with food alone and just my passion for food and how I know food is pretty much life. It connects us to a lot of different things. So one of my
Mm.
my things is like food and music, but you have all different types of events, and there's always going to be some kind of thing with food, whether it's a wedding, a funeral, you know, there's always some aspect of life where food is involved. And food, literally, food and music brings us together, no matter what.
Mm.
So those always been my two happy places.
I love that. I remember hearing a friend of mine is a musician that can cook his butt off. Um,
Mm-hmm.
he's a musician that cooks his butt off, and he's actually at Beats and Treats. I don't know if he's going to be on this tonight, but check him out. Anyway, and he talks all the time
Okay.
about how food and how cooking and music make sense together. But I had
Yep.
never heard anyone else say that before. So I love that you just mentioned that. Like, okay, this is
Yep.
a thing. It's a thing.
Very parallel universes. Very parallel.
Yes. Okay. So tell me a little bit about what was going on for you creatively, spiritually, or career wise that made you think it was time to try something different, specifically looking for a coach.
Um, So I did have to re-enter into the office world, which is not a bad thing, especially currently, but it can be limiting for someone who likes to create. You know,
Mm.
you're kind of like in a cube, you're restricted to these times, you're restricted to these rules. And I know for me specifically, um, during COVID, I work with a trade association that represents dietary supplements. The
Mm-hmm.
dietary supplement industry at the top of COVID was deemed essential because everybody started buying supplements off the shelves, which that's okay, that's great. But I'm working like I'm an essential when I'm not. And I'm like, okay, I'm in front of this computer for like 12, 16 hours and I'm not doing what I want and I'm in my house. Why? So when I found myself staring out the window like 2 hours a day, like, let me do something different. I need to get back to, creating and, just figuring something out so that I can really enjoy myself uh, during COVID. Because it really starts to get like, you kind of get depressed a bit when you can't put out what you have in you, A lot of people are bottled up with all this creativity and you can't get it out. You feel constipated in a way, creatively constipated. So
Mm.
that was a decision I made. And also another influence was a chef that I worked with. He's an Indian chef. He had a coach and I've seen his progression and his growth. So I said, let me try my hand at coaching. Somebody could put their foot on my neck and, help me get going. So
Mm.
I needed a kick in the ass, really. So it's like, what are you doing?
Mm. So what exactly were you hoping to get out of a coach? You talked about how your friend got a kick in his ass, but what exactly were you hoping to get when you started seeking out coaching?
More guidance. Well, just kind of, I have a lot of thoughts and it can be disorganized. So more of the organization of my ideas, how to execute my ideas, structure of maybe, you know, timelines or strategy, things like that. Because I'll just spit them out all day and I'll
Mm.
write them down all day. But then it's like, okay, I'll do like maybe a little bit of something in each one. But, usually you have to kind of focus on one thing to complete it. So that was kind of like my
Mm.
little issue. So it's like, okay, let me like, I need somebody to help me. Because
Mm.
I don't like I'm also like I've been burnt out too. And it's like right now at this point it's like, okay, I need help. I need somebody to help me because I really don't want to do it, but I will do it if somebody's on my ass.
Ah, okay.
So
Come on,
it's
tell
like a
on
trainer
yourself.
almost in the gym.
Ooh, I like that metaphor. Tell us more. What you mean, a trainer at the gym?
Yeah, like if you really want to like get a good workout, you'll hire a trainer and you'll be consistent with your time and engage with your trainer to get to the goals that you want to get to.
I love that. Thank you for
I
that.
really
I
feel
think
that way. Yeah,
I think it takes a lot of courage to admit that you may want or need someone to keep their foot on their neck. A lot of people take it as a sign of weakness that they may struggle with accountability. Or a lot of people think there's some kind of shortcoming because they haven't been able to organize their thoughts. But like, I think of it as driving. If you're driving, just because you can't see what's in your blind spot doesn't mean you're a bad driver. It just means it would probably be helpful to have someone in your passenger seat be like, hey, bitch, something behind you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
a coach is just here to point out your blind spots, not to make you feel like you don't know what you're doing with your life. So I
And
love
yeah,
that
it,
you
it
were
may
willing
feel
to
like that
see
to
that.
some people, but yeah, totally. Like, cause I've been burnt out, and so definitely helping facilitate. Like I've done so much for other people's businesses that when it's coming to me and trying to mine, I don't want to sell myself short. I don't want to jip myself. So yeah, I
Mm.
definitely like had to make that move because I'm like Rona trying to like take people out. I'm like, bitch, you're not gonna take me out. I'm gonna do what I do first. I got to do what I need to do first. You still ain't gonna take me out then, but you're not gonna come interrupt nothing over here, girl.
I love it. You mentioned briefly that you help other people in their businesses, or that you have helped so many other people in their businesses. And because I believe in showing you off, I want you to share some of these receipts. So, like, what are some of the things that you have helped other people create? I know this is something you struggle with saying out loud, but go ahead, girl, stun on
I
them.
know,
Show
I
off, bitch, show
know.
off. What have you created in other people's businesses?
Um, well, I mentioned the school, culinary is a recreational cooking school downtown DC, and I initiated their social media strategy, marketing programs. I've actually created a few video promos for them because I taught myself how to do video, along with the photography. A chef from that school named Rupin Rao. He has really great Indian sauces, by the way. I worked with him for, I would say, 5 or 6 years, and we've done so much together. A lot of marketing. I actually helped with him specifically with product placement and social media. So his sauces are in a few stores around the country. Some that I've gotten him into. And I know that he's now in Whole Foods. He's trying to get now more into gourmet stuff, but there's a lead list that I created where, he starts to use to put his stuff out there. So I've done that with him. And then, why am I drawing a blank right now? Lupin. Oh, the catering company I used to work for. So that was, um, gosh, that was an eco-conscious catering company, and then they kind of split into a sports catering company. So I did a lot of shit with those motherfuckers. Um, they that I really got burnt out there, but I did a lot of their marketing. I was actually the communications director, which I didn't think was an appropriate title because I literally did everything there. So more of the kind of product placement. I got my chef onto a couple of morning shows. I've done, actually, we've submitted like a proposal to DC for the Sustainability Awards. The mayor issues a sustainability award every year to green businesses, and we were a green business. And we were actually one of the winners in 2016. So that was on behalf of my efforts. Thank you, thank you. We also had to split the company because they were more sports oriented. So they did cook for the Caps on a day-to-day basis for the Washington Capitals. They eventually got the Wizards, and so I actually managed the accounts for both teams when they traveled across the country. So it's just really sourcing food from different restaurants around the country and Canada, and making sure that the teams had their post-game meals and their flight meals. I also work with Delta to make all that possible. That's some of the stuff that I can remember. Oh, we also did a cookbook for the Caps too, which I was behind as well.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm drawing a blank right now talking to you about it.
These are just some of the receipts. These are just some of the things that you have created with your many talents and the many roles that you have played. So how is it that a woman with this level of talent, how is it that a woman of your caliber finds herself being stuck or creatively constipated? What kinds of challenges have to come up that becomes a situation?
Um, well, more so, I think I used to be a people pleaser, so I always had to I did a lot of things for other people, and I thought I loved helping people, but I think my helping people was, and I think my helping people was taking a lot out of me. So I was filling up everyone else's cup, and my cup was on E. Um, and for whatever reason, it was just a constant thing for me to do, and I didn't see anything wrong with it until burnout hit. And like I said, now it's okay, I want to do something for myself. I've done all this stuff for other people, and I want to be able to do it for myself now. But it's I didn't really have the energy to do it. So I was okay, I'll get to it. I have all these, like I said, I have all these ideas. I'll start working on them, and then I'll put it to the side to go help somebody else. I'll go do this and go do that. And and that wasn't fair to me. So that was I think, a really big glaring challenge what I was working with.
So when you sat in the truth and the realization that you were burned out and that you were not able to do anything if you didn't try anything differently, what was the path that you took to find me? How did you get to me? How did I pop up in your radar? And how did you know that I was someone you wanted to pursue in that way?
So in addition to being a food photographer and all this other stuff, I'm a fuckery curator. And I'm
I
on
love that
IG
so much.
often. I'm on IG often. You'll see my stories, not on this account, on my other account. You'll see my stories often where I got some fuckery going on. I learned about you through a post from Zen in a Jar, and I learned about Zen in a Jar from my sister. My sister is a Zen in a Jar whore. She has, I think, maybe all of her products. She gave me a
Wow.
couple of bottles when I went to go visit. I have her bag, like the moisturized and unbothered bag. Like my sister loves
Yes.
Zen in a Jar. And
Me too. I'm dousing it right now.
and Zen in a Jar, she I forgot her name, but she posted something about you. I think it was a post that appeared about you, and I
Hmm.
was like, oh, and like it might have been a testimony or something. And I read it, I was like, wow, like she sounds like me because she was just like just doing a whole bunch of stuff and, just didn't really feel organized. And was trying to run a business and things like that. And it was really sweet, like really cool to like watch her journey because it's just like she's progressed so well now too. So that really kind of inspired me to like, okay, there's other people out there that's like me, doing so much and not doing enough for themselves really. And I gotta go check Adama out. And I followed you, and I I said, oh, I gotta check you out, check out your page, and I said, okay, when I have the funds to book a consultation, I'm gonna do so. And I think I probably chimed in or checked in with you like at least 2 or 3 times. I said, I
Yep.
gotta do it. I keep forgetting. I gotta do it. And so I finally did it. And I think that was like honestly, that really was like the turning point for me when I booked that
Mm.
consultation. So,
Say more about that.
um, the consultation, just more with like one, you're so kind of cool, down to earth, and just
Thank
very
you.
personable, relatable. And even I think maybe like 5 minutes in a consultation, I'm like I was about to break down and cry because you just started like talking like how you're gonna find this clarity and we're gonna do this, and I was like, oh, okay, all right, I think I'm ready. I'm ready. But once I did that call, like I'm big into numbers and stuff. Things just really started kind of aligning and popping up as we were on the call. And I'm like,
Yes.
okay, this is a sign that I need to do this. And, I know this is a consult to find out if we're working or if we'll be a good fit together. And I'm actually glad that we ended up being that. So it was a great eye opening, really like clarifying call.
Yes. Do you remember one thing that was clarified for you that made your decision easy to sign up for Decide to Succeed?
Um, my memory is crap with that, but um, and I've been on so many calls with you now, like I don't even remember really much from that call because I like holding on to everything from the other calls. But
Mm. I mean, that
from that
works too.
call, okay, because yeah, I remember the other shit from other calls. Just more so of like your exercises, your assignments are great, and more so just really your sayings that come from you and come through you so flawlessly, and it just like really just smacks you in the face. So like one instance one saying that sticks with me is personal power over pressure, and I
Mhm.
don't like feeling overwhelmed because I don't want to like deal with anxiety or anything like that. So I try to make sure I pace my day out and plan accordingly. And anytime I feel like any kind of pressure or some kind of overwhelming feeling comes on, I recite that to myself: personal power over pressure, and then I take action.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
there's another one that you had. Oh my God, make me open up my computer. Um, there's a few others, but that one really stuck out with me. Um, I can't even think of it right now. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank right now. But
It's
yeah,
all
that
right.
one was
It's
a
all
good
right. I put
one.
you on the spot a little bit. I was just wondering.
You
I was
did,
just
but it's cool.
wondering. So I very much appreciate that. I appreciate how open you've been since our clarity call. Because I remember you sent me a couple DMs like, hey, girl, I saw that testimonial. I'm thinking about you. Or like, I'm going to just put
Hmm.
together these coins, right? And I loved your energy, even in the DMs. I loved your energy. And so I set an intention like, when Rashidah is ready, she's going to come to me. I'm not in the business of chasing prospects. I'm not in the business of
That
trying to convince
too.
people, right? I'm not in the business of trying to convince people. Like, if you trust that we are in alignment, if you trust that we make sense together,
Yep.
you will make this work.
It will
But I
happen.
can't work
Yep.
more than you. So I kind of just sat back, and I loved every time you sent a DM. I was like, okay, one of these days, one of these days, one of these days. And when you booked that call, just like the flow was effortless between us. Like,
Everything.
I
Still,
love that you were
even.
making your
So,
jokes, and I would call you out on your jokes, and then we would go back. I mean, it was very natural. I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna be friends. Like, it was very, very natural, and I really appreciated that about you. So thank you for showing up in that way and making my work much easier.
oh no, please. I mean, this has been blissful. Oh, another thing now that you reminded me, I'm not available for. I had to use that today twice at work.
Can you explain a little bit more about what that means for the people that are not with the lingo?
So I'm not available for is almost like you're kind of declaring and putting out to the universe what you are literally not available for. It could be blocks, like I told you, I had a writer's, I tend to get writer's block. And like, no, I'm not available for any kind of creative blocks. I'm not available for confusion. I told my boss, not my boss, one of my coworkers today, I'm not available for your passive aggressive emails. Like, if you got something to say it. But we're not, and literally when you say it and declare it, you just have this like kind of just, I don't know what you call this, like you're settled and you just move on with your day. We're not here
Yes.
for the BS. We're not here for the bullshit.
Yes.
We ain't
Yes.
got time
All
for
that.
it.
We don't have time for it. You have purpose work to be
No,
doing, and you don't have time for
I
like the little shit.
do.
Listen.
No, especially there. Yeah, that one's a great one too.
Oh, thank you very much. So, how would you describe my coaching style?
Ah, me personally, I think it's just I love the exercises. I like that you invoke and you invoke positivity. You start off with just acknowledgement, and you always make sure that we remind to acknowledge the good things that we've done, because for me, I don't really like take the time to acknowledge stuff that I've done, like with the whole what you call the evidence jar. I don't take time to
Mm-hmm.
like writing that stuff down, or even like my whole list of receipts. Like I never took time to do that. It's just like that's why I always probably feel like I don't have anything to show for it. But you showed me I did have a lot of things to show for. So
Because you
you're
do,
just it's
you
very
do.
it's I think it's structured but also free form, in the sense that you allow us to just give what we want to give out, just give out whatever information you want to give out, how much you want to give up, and your guidance behind it. Just you're like, it's insightful. It's always something that you'll stop in a minute, like, okay, you'll take the time to like, okay, we're not going to do that. We're going to like switch from that kind of negative thought or that kind of block. You identify it quickly, actually, too, and then you give off some kind of positive something, a positive phrase, or some kind of positive affirmation or something. So it's always an exchange of positivity, along with people still being themselves, but you helping them clarify and just find their way through what they're trying to do.
I love that. Thank you for that. So, as you're finding your way through, and as you are navigating and making sense of all the work that we've been doing together, what do you think is the biggest difference that you are noticing in yourself? And what do you think is the biggest difference that your loved ones are noticing in you?
I've noticed I'm not available for a lot of things. I'm not
Yeah.
available for a lot of stuff because I have to do and take care of what I need to take care of. But mainly a lot of things aligned. So while I have done some of the work, I'm holding myself more accountable now to complete the work. It's not going to
Yes.
be like goals here and a little bit here done in each one. No, I'm going through each one and like actually full on execution. So for instance, like the um, my little promo situation, in progress, but it's being done. So the assignments actually are, they are, they turn into actual actionable items that you will use and benefit towards your end goal or completing your goals to lead to your purpose. So whatever you set for yourself is what you will complete, and you're being held accountable for it. And just being consistent with a lot of things too. So creative time, for one thing. I never really blocked out or thought to block out time every day to get back into, really getting creative time in. And so now I schedule an hour a day to put creative time in right after work.
Mm.
So,
And
stuff like that.
what
Like,
difference is that making for you, you think, the creative time?
I don't feel as creatively constipated anymore. A lot of ideas, they still flow through, but, you know, I know now to organize and structure and put things in some kind of manageable order so that they turn into tasks that I can complete. So,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, girl, you doing all this. Getting me together. Ironing my ass
So
out.
listen. You may have already answered this, but I do want to make sure that you're really like thinking through this. What would you say is the most valuable tool, resource, or takeaway that you've gained from Decide to Succeed program so far?
Um, Two resource takeaway. I mean everything, but yeah, the evidence jar. That's a tool for me. Just anything that's visibly tangible is a tool for me. So really, I love the assignments because I love seeing results.
Mm.
And so what I loved about being an artist, managing an artist, was that the work that I did rendered results. So when I managed, his name is Cleveland P. Jones, if you ever want to check him out. When I managed him, one of the
I follow
big
him.
accomplishments. Oh, do you? Okay, cool.
I do.
One
I
of,
do.
good. One of the big accomplishments that we did together, I got him on like the biggest stage in New York for SOBs. And like literally, once you go through the process of submitting the EPK and, talking to these buyers and whoever, blah, 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 like you go through the process. And once you hit this, like we got to the studio that day and it's like, motherfucker, you really going to be on the stage. And so it's like, that's seeing something, that's just seeing things come to life, like through your
Yes.
efforts. Because it's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. But I do enjoy the assignments because each one is designated to be a completed goal towards, what you want to do.
Love that.
I have to say those are
Oh,
my favorites.
I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. So I love SOBs. So I just had like a memory. I was thinking about, I went to NYU, so I used to be at SOBs all the time.
Oh, cool.
And
Get out.
yes, girl, yes. I feel like I have an affinity for you because you're from New York, so I'm like very excited. It makes me think of my memories in college,
But
3 years
I used to
ago.
work in the East Village, so I worked not too far from NYU,
Come on, East
which is
Village,
crazy.
East Village, stand up.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I
Mhm.
like to pretend that I just graduated college and that those memories are fresh. They're not, but I like to pretend
Mhm.
that. So yeah, SOBs just took me back. I just had a moment. Um, so I think one of my favorite things about working with you is that you are so open to be challenged. You are so, I say all the time that the two things required to get what you want in life are a willingness to see things differently and a willingness to have hard conversations. And I really appreciate that you are willing to do both of those things. I think that's what makes you such an ideal client for me. I think that makes our work together much easier and much smoother. But knowing what you know about our work together, what kind of traits or qualities do you think would help someone make the most of these experiences?
Sorry about that. My battery's about to die.
No worries,
Could you
no
repeat
worries.
that question for me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. I was saying,
Okay, cool.
what kinds of traits or qualities do you think someone would need in order to make the most of coaching with me or coaching experience with me?
Um, I would definitely say that if you are kind of that superwoman or like that multitasker, you know, and you got dreams and goals that you want to accomplish, but you're doing a whole bunch of different things for everybody else, go
Mhm.
talk to a dom. Just don't even go down that route. If you feel like you're going down that way, and just stop yourself and just go right to Adama, go right on over there, because it don't even like it's just I kind of wish I knew about you early on, just and everything has its time and its purpose. But had I known then, yeah, I'd have definitely jumped on board then, because I think it would have
Mm.
been, I was like stretching myself thin. Don't stretch yourself thin. Just no. Take your ideas, put them together. Tell Adama, look, girl, iron me out, please. But yeah, if you're a superwoman, if you're a former people pleaser, you know, if you are, um, I like to help people. If you like to help people and don't help yourself, just go to Adama. Just do it. And you got dreams. If you got big dreams, because my dream I feel like is huge. But you got dreams and goals and shit, go to her. Don't even,
Mm.
so I'm telling you. Don't waste your time like trying to, please. No. And
Thank you so much.
Shonda, if you're my best friend Shonda might be on. Oh, Brandy too. They might be on this call. Go to Adama.
Come on, endorsement. Here for it. Here for it.
Yes.
Now, I'm so glad that you just naturally said one of my favorite words. You talked about your dream. You said, my dream is so big. And the time has come, my love. The time has come for you
She
to
stay
tell the
doing this
truth
thing.
about what you really want. So I want you to please trust that it is safe for you to share what you want most, and believe that now you have not just me, but multiple other people holding you accountable that are watching this. What is the dream and the vision that you want to be held to over the course of our coaching together and into infinity?
Okay, so over the course of coaching, one dream is already, well, I guess it would be a dream. No, it's more like a goal to a dream. It's leading to it. Okay, this is
A
all gonna
goal
be a
is a
story
dream
at the
and
end of the day.
a timeline.
What was that?
Use whatever word you need to use.
Okay, so I had an idea for a cookbook, and it's been scaled to an ebook, which is manageable. But working with Adama, she's like, "Bitch, put out that ebook." I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna do that." So that's gonna come out soon. That's gonna come out. I'm looking forward to having it come out maybe at the top of fourth quarter. I'll just say fourth quarter to be general, but I would like for it to come out before the holidays. Something cute, something, teaching people how to cook at home properly. You can make little restaurant meals at home, especially with COVID. It's going to be cold, so y'all going to need some kind of recipes and stuff. And I'll tell you little ideas and tips and tricks on how to, like, hold your knife and do that next. I'm going to have videos to go with it, too. So I'm doing all that, right? Okay, I'm doing all that. And my end goal,
Anybody on this
my end,
live that would be into that? I wanted to interrupt you real quick, Rashida. I want to know if there's anybody on this
yeah,
live
yeah,
that is into that idea for the ebook, because beta testing, let's see, like, is there anyone on the live right now that is like, hell yeah, ebook, preparing COVID recipes while
something,
I'm inside?
something over.
Put your hand up, say
You will
me,
shit.
you know, say I'm in, because come on, absolutely. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Michelle is saying to repeat the idea. Yes, we see another hand raised.
oh, sorry.
Yes,
Okay, so
Andrea.
it's gonna be,
Andrea is one of my VIPs, so definitely hit up Andrea. Lily Spells. She has her thumb up. Yes, 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 yes. So, my love, go ahead and repeat the idea for the people that may
thank
not
you.
have heard it, because I think there was a cutoff.
Okay, yeah, sorry, guys. So, the idea is for an ebook, especially now since everyone's kind of bunkered down for COVID. I'm going to put a few recipes in there. It'll be kind of like creating restaurant quality meals at home. That's what I used to do at the cooking school. Uh, and I'm going to incorporate some tips and tricks on how to like properly cut or how properly hold a knife, different kind of cuts. That way you'll learn kind of like basic fundamentals of cooking, and then you can kind of recreate at home. I'm gonna make sure to have some videos to boot with it. That way the visuals are outside of being in the ebook, you'll have an actual video to go by. So
Love. Love.
yes, yes,
Love that.
yes.
Love that.
So
What else?
I'm being held accountable for this, so I will be doing it. She's gonna be on my
Yes, yes, yes.
ass.
Tell me what else you have
Okay.
that you're working on or
And
visioning.
so the end goal, that's to start. I do have ideas for, I'm going to start a small, I'll call it a small pantry boutique, which I'm going to have on my site. And it'll be just maybe a small sample of maybe like a syrup or a spice blend or something other. I'll figure it out. But it's probably going to be a max of like 5 items. It's going to be really cool, like just good seasonings and stuff that you can use, whether you use for a cocktail, you know, for finishing salt for a dinner, maybe a rub for some meat. It's gonna kind of be like something that's universal for everybody. Um, that, and then the end goal, which just all will kind of tie into, will be curated dinners. So I'm working on fulfilling my vision that I had maybe like 10, 11 years ago. I wanted to have a creative house for musicians and culinary people. And I'm fusing the love of food and music into this house and just having both worlds collide for great experiences for everyone.
Love. As someone that enjoys music and food, this is very exciting for me. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
There were a couple of comments. Michelle left a couple of comments. I think she wants some clarification. Will there be a digital engagement cooking together? Um, let's see. Yes. Will there be digital engagement to cook together? That sounds great. Multi-platform learning. Get the ingredients together, cook together, learn about seasoning and customizing recipes together. And yes, curated dinners. All that. What are your thoughts, Rashidah? Go on ahead.
So digital dinners I've thought about. I'm still kind of on the edge about that, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what the future brings. I need to move first before I even think about any kind of, cook together thing. But I do know a few chefs that are engaged with that. And if you guys are interested, I think one is on here. Urban Comfort might be. Um, I totally patch you all through to them. And then, when I'm ready to do my thing, then hopefully you guys will tune in. So yeah, I don't want to overwhelm myself with that because that can be a lot.
Fair enough. I'm
Yeah.
not here to overwhelm you. I'm just here to remind you of all that's possible. Like, look at the
Oh no,
engagement
yeah,
already with this tiny
absolutely.
seedling of an idea, you know?
Yes, it's gonna be very boutique and very chic. Chic, chic.
So,
Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
so you talked a little bit about these projects that you want to work on. What are some services? That's how you say no, thank you. Hilarious. So, what are you offering right now? If there's someone that loves your energy, is really into, come on, Urban Comfort, yes.
Oh my
Um,
God.
if there's somebody on here that is really into how you show up and your energy and they want to be a part of this experience, how can they work with you? How can they take advantage of this opportunity?
Actually, you can hit me up on this account, the Food Photog. And I am currently offering a special. So if you are a cook, and Urban Comfort can attest to this because I've done work for him with this. If you are a cook, if you're a chef, if you're a blogger, if you have anything where you want to, kind of up your photo game, but you don't want to do the photos, or maybe you want to have a cookbook, but you don't want to do the work. 'Cause I do recipe development. I've done just a bunch of stuff with that, and I do have the cookbook experience. Let me know. And I'm offering for a limited time, because the price is definitely going to go up after today. Well, not today, but it'll go up after a while. But it's for a limited time, and I'm offering a cute little package, 25 photos with, you'll have unlimited like email access to me, and we'll do like a pre-production call. I'm going to probably do it for 30 minutes. I'm still teetering on 20 to 30. There was one more thing. I forget what the other thing was, but you can get that from me. The limited time offer and the pricing would be $555. And again, like if you go to my website, thefoodphotog.com, you'll see my portfolio. I have testimonials up there. I mean, I could give you references, whatever have you. I'm very easy to work with. And I was always told that I had a different eye and a different perspective for food. So if you're curious to have your story told in a unique kind of way, then just hit me up.
Yes. 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 All that.
Yeah.
Do you see how I kind of like forced you to do that?
Yeah. Yeah. It's cool. It's cool.
It's because I believe in the power of your gift. And it bothers me when brilliant, powerful women refuse to share what they're working with. Like, it does, you know, it does a huge disservice to the world to sit on your talent. You have something to offer, and there are people on here who have already expressed interest in other offers that you have. So why not share what's available right now?
Yeah. All right. Well, shit. Y'all hit me up.
And how can they hit you up again? What would be the easiest way for them to reach out about this package in particular?
Actually, you know what? I can just probably type it in here.
And I know someone mentioned something about pinning. I don't know how to pin the comment, but if you can do that, that would be probably the best idea.
Yeah, if you want, you can follow this account. Hold on, sorry.
Urban Comfort is saying, very personal, great energy, and eye for photography. I use food photos for my business. Thanks, Rashidah. Beautiful. Come on the spot testimonial, because love.
Thank you, Al.
Love.
He's a great chef, by the way. He doesn't like promoting himself, but I always promote him because I really think he's super dope, and he does a lot of, like, his food is so unique and so good. Like, you wouldn't even think it. Like, he can make, like, you can have a little chicken leg sitting there. It's like, oh, it's a chicken leg. Well, you bite into it, and it's like you get stuck in the soup because it's so good.
You just illuminated something that I see a lot in my clients. So I only attract dynamic, super brilliant powerhouse women. But I know that a lot of them tend to be really, really good at advocating for and endorsing other people, and then they struggle when it comes time to say themselves. And
girl, that was me.
Yeah, you know, it just happened in this moment. You didn't even realize that you were doing it. But my goal is to help brilliant women endorse and speak up for what they bring to the table with the same fervor they do when they're fighting for someone they love. Because you should be someone that you love, and because your work is important and deserves to be out there in the world. But we don't know what you have to offer if you don't tell us. So, like, yeah, this humility shit is cute, but, you know, own what you bring to the table. Own what you bring to the table. Sprinkle that magic all over the world. A bitch like me likes to eat. And if you're going to help make that easier, let me know how. Shit.
I got you. But yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. See, I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress.
Of course. You are a masterpiece in progress. You're doing beautiful work. The work is working. The work is working.
It is.
So,
it's work, and it doesn't feel like work. That's the best part.
And that's the best part. It doesn't feel like work because you're working from your natural gifts and your natural talents, and you're being yourself and letting that be enough, which people don't do often enough. And that's why they feel stressed and depleted and drained. Because burnout only happens when we live like we have something to prove. So if you give up the need to prove and just be you unapologetically, shit gets much easier, okay? Oh, Thank you. Thank you, Urban Comfort. Thank you.
Don't entertain him.
I mean, hey, I
Thanks,
appreciate the
Al.
love. So here's what I'm thinking. We have about 10 minutes left on this live. And so I wanted to throw a little something in there. My thought to you, Rashidah, is would you prefer to open this up for people to ask you questions, or would you like to use the last 10 minutes as like a laser coaching session for you?
Um, you know, I can open up for questions.
All right now.
I can
All
see you
right.
Friday.
True. True. So, family,
Friday.
you heard that. She is opening this up. Rashidah wants you to ask her anything that you want to know about her work, about the projects, about what she's up to in the world, about her shit. Let's ask these questions and see what's going on.
Elle, you ain't gotta
We're
ask
gonna be
not
on
one.
so saving.
Keep quiet, Urban Comfort.
Well, shit. Now I want to know what Urban Comfort would say. I am curious. I am curious.
Asking questions. Thank you so much for all the comments. I actually missed a lot of them, but thank you for your energy and thank you for being here with me and Adama, or Adama and I.
No, with me and Adama was right the first time.
Okay.
You know, direct object. I get it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're not doing a grammar lesson, but yes.
I know,
when
right?
you say with, you can say with me and it's fine.
Gotcha.
Now, y'all, Rashidah's not about to let you pick her brain for free. So take advantage of this time. What questions do we have? Starting tomorrow, what are you doing to work your dream?
Oh, yeah, I didn't get to tell you, Al. Yeah, I'm already in progress with a lot of things. But tomorrow, on my list to do is write up another recipe. And I'm going to do some photos this weekend. It'll be for the ebook. So.
Yes.
Yes.
He said, so how much money you make? I'm kidding. What is your favorite cuisine to photograph?
Oh God, this guy. So I actually photograph anything, but I do love beautifully just plates that are beautifully composed. That kind of tells a story. Lots of color. Cuisine, I mean, it doesn't really matter, cuisine. I'll just shoot anything, but you know. But I do love like capturing beautifully composed plates.
Do you have a favorite cuisine to prepare? That's my question.
I don't have a favorite cuisine to prepare, but I guess if I were to do that, I would probably say like maybe Middle Eastern Mediterranean, because I love working with Middle Eastern Mediterranean spices, and even like African spices. I'm getting into that now because there's so much cuisine and so many different just things in the African cuisine arena. And I'm so happy now to see a lot of chefs out here, you know, telling their story and telling our story.
Yes.
Which is cool. There were 2 chefs like on Top Chef, Chef Eric Ajapong, I believe his name is, and then Chef Kwame, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but Kwame had Kith and Kin over at the Wharf, and those 2, they both were on Top Chef. So, and they're like really heavy into like Kwame's into the Afro-Caribbean, and then Chef Ajapong, Chef Eric is into the African diaspora, which is just, his work is stunning. He does some really good work.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
Love that. What other questions do we have, family? Michelle, if you're still on, I know you have some good questions. Michelle's Elegant Glitter. Let's see if she is.
Okay.
Any other questions? I'm so grateful, Rashidah, that you joined me today. I know that doing live videos when you're not allowed to edit yourself can be very jarring, but this is a wonderful practice in trusting intuition. It's a wonderful practice in showing up as who you are and letting that be enough. And I'm just so glad that you agreed to join. It's an honor to work with you always, and I love this.
Thank you for having me. I truly enjoy working with you. I look forward to Fridays all the time. I make sure I do my assignments. I actually cut off people at work. Like, look, I gotta leave for an hour because I got shit to do. I'll be back. Like, it really makes me look forward to just, doing what I need to do and do what I want to do. So, yes, thank you for your energy, your time, your wisdom, expertise, and just everything. It's dope. I love it.
Oh, love that. So I saw a question is this from Lamar? Uh, let's see. Do you have any collaborations with other Black food businesses in the works?
So Lamar is also a chef.
I see
Lamar,
you
guess what?
definitely. I see what you're doing.
Guess what, Lamar? You can get jump on my little limited time offer, and then we can talk. You already know what it is, so. But
Ooh.
I do work with other. I actually mentor two. I forgot. I do mentor two chefs. I mentor this one chef. She used to be at Red Rooster, and so she started doing her own thing. And I mentor another pastry chef here. She does cakes and things. So, yeah, I do some light mentoring here and there. I'm at
Yeah,
capacity right now.
that's a really important thing to show off out loud. This humble shit, we
Yeah,
gonna work through it. Don't worry.
I know. I'm sorry. I be forgetting. I'm gonna try to write it down. I swear to God, because I promise you I be forgetting. I'm like, oh shit, I actually do mentor. Yes.
Let's see. Asia asked the question, is Rashidah your client? Hope I spelled your name correctly. So Rashidah is my client. Yes. Rashidah is in the Decide to Succeed program currently. And we've been working together for what, 4 weeks now?
Yeah, I think it's a month already. It feels
Yes.
like forever.
Because I just jump right in there. I don't have much bandwidth for small talk. I jump right in. I have the hard conversations. I say what needs to be said, and I'm ready to flesh this out. Like, you have purpose work, and I'm not here to waste any of your mental real estate thinking through the little shit. We have big things to do. So, yes, that's why it feels like forever, because we've been in there.
She snatches your edges, and then they grow right back when she's done. That's what she does. It's a good snatch, though. It's a good snatch. Get you together. So,
listen,
yes.
Listen, I snatch the edges with love. With love.
Yep. That's why they grow back. If they didn't grow back, then there's a problem. But that's why they grow back. Because it's love. Yep.
Do we have any more questions? I know we have about 2 minutes. Come on, hot shower.
Thank you, guys. That was so dope.
We have 2 more minutes, and I want to make sure that if people have questions that they are able to ask. Otherwise, is it okay if they hit you up in DM after this, Rashidah?
Yeah, please hit me up in DM. Food Photog, the Food Photog. I'll put it again in here. And the email you can hit me up at is thefoodphotog@gmail.com.
Yes. Make sure you're following her, looking at these beautiful photos and videos. Is the Ode to Tina video on Food Photog or on your other?
Okay, actually, I gotta put that one. That's on my personal account. I will share it to the Food Photog.
Okay, cool.
So the Ode to Tina, really quickly. I'm still deciding if I'm gonna put it in the ebook, but that was kind of something that really was the catalyst for me. Just going forward with working with you. My grandma passed away at the top of COVID, not from COVID, but at the top of COVID. And of course, there were so many restrictions in place. I couldn't go back to New York. We couldn't congregate for a funeral or anything like that. So she was just constantly on my mind. And the last dish I made for her was a fish, like a roasted fish dish. And, used a spice blend a friend made. It was really good. And she loved it. But she said it was salty. I was like, Grandma, there's no salt in that damn seasoning. What you talking about? So she was like, okay. It's like, I'll have a spice blend for you next time when I come back. Of course, it wasn't the next time. And I just had to just couldn't really warm properly. So doing that dish kind of helped me out. So that's my grandma's name was Christina. And that's my ode to Tina.
Ode to Tina, so beautiful. So beautiful. Now it's telling us, Instagram saying I got 7 seconds left. So thank you so
Yep.
much for who you are and
Thank you
how you
so much.
are and for the work
Appreciate
we're doing
it.
together.